And we got all the technical difficulties and everything going on this morning. Good morning to the grind. Great morning to the grind. I'm telling you, an amazing morning to the grind. This is the Grindology101 Podcast. I'm your guy, KeJohnna Owens. Each and every morning, Monday through Friday, God say so willing, say so fit, I get to present a podcast encouraging, motivating, inspiring, any kind of way to get the day going for you out there. And today, the last Friday of 2023, the last Friday of 2023. Well, what did we get out of it? Where did it put us? What did we experience? What situations did we overcome? What wins did we get inside of the year? And as you think about what you were able to accomplish and things you didn't maybe get a chance to accomplish, and then on the other side, what you want to accomplish going into 2024, the chant is already out. More in 2024. What's in the store for 20? They got all kind of hashtags going now. It's a great year. My high school number was 24. I've had some goals that are set to be manifest in 2024. So here we are, right? And today, what we're going to do is we're going to have a panel of gentlemen on today that have been in the trenches with me throughout the year. And we're just going to talk about the things that are coming, the things that we want to experience, the things that we did experience, and what we're willing to do more of to have more in 2024. Have more in 2024? What about do more in 2024 to put us in a position to have the things we want? Stand by. We get right on into it. Start off with some motivation. It's a great time to think about what you want in your life coming into it. Got a whole weekend to prepare. Clear out some space, organize some things, write down some notes, write down some goals, understand some things you didn't do, think about some things that you want to do, and put the activity behind it. And this is what's happening right now. So I'm going to share something that I think really gets you going. So let's start off by, not being held back by anything, but let's talk about winners. Just doing what they do. They win. 2024. It's time for more.
Let me introduce you to the concept of success. Ben Franklin was a pretty smart guy, and I want to start with a quote by him. If you do tomorrow what you did today, you will get tomorrow what you got today. You want to know what that means? The average American makes between 3 and 5% more each year. That's the deal. And in today's economy, I'm not sure we're going to make the 3 to 4 to 5% next year as employees. So it takes you 20 years to double your income in America as an average person. That's the mediocrity that we're stuck in life. And then you meet people who have the uncanny ability to double their income in a year, to get promoted 5 times in a year. The ones that beat the system, the ones that conquer it. You've all seen them, haven't you? The difference between them and the ones that don't do that is that they wake up in the morning and they think differently. They understand that if I do tomorrow what I did today, I'm going to get tomorrow what I got today. You want a bigger car? How about a nice house in Tahiti? Sure, would you love a nice house in the hills? We all want better things, don't we? We all want more friends, more stuff, more money, more security, more travel, more enjoyment. If you do the same thing tomorrow that you did today, you're stuck. Stuck. And it doesn't change. And it grows a little at a time. And you get a taste of success. But it's never fast enough. It never excites you. And when it does, it's a good month, or a good 2 months, or a good 3 months. But it doesn't provide a trajectory that creates success. So the first thing I want you to think about today is I want you to wake up tomorrow and do something different. And understand if you do the same damn thing, you're stuck. Just because you did it a certain way yesterday, there's no reason to do it that way today.
You wake up in the morning, you're failing. So you blame the president, you blame Congress, you blame Greece. Blame the euro. I mean, construction in the street, it's the mayor. Oh, it's the... And you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror And you're not failing because it's the other guy's fault, or it's the economy's fault. But if you looked in a mirror and said, I'm failing because of me, you wouldn't like it, and you change that. And I believe the common denominator of failure in any business is excuses.
Why are you failing? You never say because of me. Oh, it's the competition. It's the economy. It's the president. It's Congress. If you wake up tomorrow morning and blame your failure on someone or something else, you have no reason to change, do you? It's that son of a fault. Son of a gun! I did everything I could. But if you woke up in the morning and looked in the mirror and said, I am failing because of me, the decisions that I make, the energy I put in, I'm not passing the blame. If you look in the mirror tomorrow and say that, you will change. Because nobody likes thinking of themselves as a failure. How often does that happen to us in our day-to-day lives? Family, the biggest excuse of all. Time. Every one of those excuses was bullshit, wasn't it? Think about it. Every single one. At the end of the day, winners win.
But as long as you don't put it on you, you have no motivation to change it. So in short, if you own your failure, you'll own your success. If you don't own your failure, you'll never dig out. And I find that in any business. Always the common denominator of failure, personally, is excuses. You don't want to be a failure, do you?
The common denominator of failure is excuses. One of the best to do it around the world. You get a chance to hear that right there. So we want to put that embodiment in it. You know what? I said I was going to do something. I told him I was going to do something. I said to him I was going to do something. And my relationship with me in the mirror is going to be better today than I was yesterday. Today, as we close out the year, I get to bring on this young man I get to bring on here. There's a reason why I get to be here. Call him the DNA of the grind. Absolutely a community servant. I call him the ambassador, the mayor of everything. A relationship for decades. I've been able to watch him be an impact person in the community, an inspiration to me. And the honor of it all is that the young man I get to talk to today and bring to the forefront happens to be the DNA of the grind. My daddy, Mr. Roscoe Lee Owens. Stand by. We're going to connect those dots to success today. We got the DNA of the grind on Mr. Roscoe Lee Owens, my daddy, my father. Salute to you, sir. Good morning.
Salute back to you, sir. And it is an amazing morning. The last Friday of 2023, on with some very important brothers that I see that you're going to have on your podcast this morning. I want to take this time to thank you for such a great introduction. It is a proud father to be able to do this. And I was a very proud son of my father, the real DNA of the grind, the genius of the whole deal, Mr. Jimmy Owens, and my grandfather, since we put in this man, my grandfather was a businessman in East St. Louis right at the time that turmoil just set a fire. But he raised his kids to have honor, understanding, and I'm thankful to be here, thankful to be on this show.
Oh, man. This is James Lee Owens, my granddaddy, Jimmy Owens, man, hitting those drums. I got to watch him, and it's amazing to have the opportunity, a lot of times, father and son, being able to be in business, being able to share being able to use a platform like this. And as we close out 2023, I got a panel of powerful gentlemen on the line, and I wanted to have you share some of your successes through 2023, some of the things you're looking forward to in 2024. I know that you're amazingly a part of what we do in the community through nonprofit organization, the Jazz On Jazzabration, and the vision that you've had through your father, my grandfather, the Jazz Zone, two amazing platforms, one of which keeps the legacy of music alive, both of which, in fact, were one dedicated towards helping veterans of the music industry stay viable, current, and absolutely moving forward. Tell us a little bit about that as we get into it here.
Well, the opportunity to, I'm going to say spearhead, because, it takes a team to make any dream come true or come to fruition or continue its movement. And then, so I ended up with a great process of the last 12 years with my business partner with Jazz On Jazzabration. And the reason that they came together again is because of my father celebrating the legacy and then meeting Miss Linda Morgan Sam and actually coming together to do expressly the same thing in terms of honoring musicians that have come here on earth, given such great energy to many, many people. And so we've been able to honor at least more than 200 different individuals in music and art for the last 12 years. So that's the basis of it. And coming out of that, we created, which is one part of that, which is the Jazz Zone, which I was really doing for my dad in terms of legacy. And we have an opportunity to continue to have musicians throughout the Southern California find work and develop and work with Barbara Morrison's Performing Arts Center, which is, I am going to say, it's the heart of the Jazz On Jazzabration. It's the heart of the Jazz Zone. It's my heart. I've known Barbara Morrison for many, 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 many years, and that's been a success. The other opportunities here, which I'm most proud of that I'm doing on these days, is the book I'm reading, and I read it often, and it's a study guide for me as well. And that's 7, your book is amazing, Mr. KeJohnna Owens. 7 Keys to Success. But what I did, and I'm just going to complete this because I know we have many guests on. So I read along with that. There you go. Thank you for just thank you. That's the whole essence of it. And you can see that energy right there with that Mr. KeJohnna Owens, Linda Morgan Sam, and myself. But what I put with those 7 keys to success is the 7 spiritual laws of success by Deepak Chopra. And I just want to hit a law or two, which it says, pure potentiality, the law of giving, the law of cause and effect. You got to get them to do the grind, as you say, each morning. The law of least effort. Have you planned it out? The law of intention and desire. Don't sign up and not sign in. I'm going to let that go right there. Work to the level of your faith. That's one of yours that I picked up for this year and moving on with it.
Apply the level of the work you do to match the level of the faith you have. Why not? Why not? I'll try to get this depiction up there of a working process, digging in those minds, close to the time. I'll try to get that pulled up. But here, let me share in Miss Linda Morgan Sam's words a little bit about what Jazz On Jazzabration is about for the audience. Stand by.
Jazzabrations is unique in the fact that we honor jazz and blues legends over the age of 65 who have contributed more than 25 years to the industry. Our performances educate our families about legacy preservation and as we entertain our communities to have fun and to be educated about keeping the legacies alive.
Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.
There you go right there, Jazz Zone, Jazzabration. Make your next event your best event. Impact the community by helping live music stay alive. Live jazz, live blues. It's amazing. You being right there at the Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center. Before we get out of here, any last projects you might be working on, or how they can connect with you?
Yes, indeed. I just want to finish that with the Jazzy Rita Jazz and Jive showcase last night at Barbara Morrison was packed full, no room for seating. The show was just absolutely awesome, and that's what we continue to do. We continue to have great performances at the Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center. I'm working with Roscoe's Jazz Lounge in Long Beach, and we're going to do some mighty strong things there. That's in the music. The art I'm going to do is continue to promote the Thought series, and I'm continuing to express that series in various different ways on various different materials, and all of them recycled. I don't know if it's recycled or resubmitted or changed, but we're going to continue to do that. The other thing is sharing with people that 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning is a wonderful time to come on the podcast and see what's going on. It's a wonderful way to start your day, especially in the week. If you have that opportunity, I would suggest, and I'm going to continue to suggest, to build the right audience or the larger audience with the KeJohnna Owens Grindologist. And I appreciate the opportunity to share the time also with your other guests. So thank you.
Oh, you got it, sir. Man, my daddy to the world. Salute to you, sir.
Sure, you're right.
Super honored, man.
I ran into more Marines every time I
charge that beach. We're gonna make a difference.
Anyway, God bless.
I'm looking forward to everything we got going on this year. I'm really excited. I'm glad we got a chance to get this time together, for the world out there. Just think about it. When you get to, man, it's an amazing place, and I get to serve alongside my daddy this morning. Thank you, sir. We'll see you on the other side.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good one. Man, Mr. Roscoe Leon's there, DNA of the Grind. I got a chance to watch my dad, do major things out there in the community. Got a chance to learn about manhood, about having a mentor right in your own home. Get to make my own decisions and choices and options. But if you're out there, call your dad when you get a chance. Let him know you love him. And next, guess what we got on here? We got on a young man that's making a difference around Southern California to an impact of feeding people that need. I'm talking about that truck that backs up with the horn, all the food and feeding people, and everybody's out there taking care of communities in a large way. This young man that I had a chance to meet at the IE flea market, and I always say, get out there and meet people, get out there and do things, get out there and connect the dots, and then do the follow-up work that it takes. What he has started was a Love Mission. Love Mission is dedicated to helping people, families, communities have the food on the table to eat. And I don't want to give away some of the things that he told me about global expansion, and I'm going to have him on shortly. And before I bring him on, I'm going to let him, in his own words, kind of outline, what it is that he does and what it is that the Love Mission is all about. Stand by.
All of my life, I've always wanted to help feed people, but didn't have the resources. When neighborhoods stop investing in their communities, they die. The Love Mission, people helping people. We're here to help you serve your community. We challenge you to invest back in your community. Help your teens, help the seniors, and help your neighbors. That's just one of the requirements from the Bible. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. That's sound doctrine. There's joy in giving, and there's joy in receiving. Come to the Love Mission and find out where your joy begins. We challenge you to invest back into your community. Love Mission, where you don't have to pretend to be someone you're not.
There he is. I want to call him the doctor, the good doctor, Pastor Mike Grissom. Good morning, sir. Thank you for taking the time out to jump on the grind with us this morning. Man, your major program right there kind of outlined it. Good morning to you. Tell us what's going on.
Well, I got to tell you, man, out here in Ohio, it's very cold. But overall, what's going on in 2024 is going to be coming your way in just a few minutes. I'm going to share some exciting things with you about how we are impacting not only California, but we're going to impact the whole entire United States along with the world. Man, this is a time to be excited because I'm out here as we speak in Ohio gathering farmers and other people who are interested in giving back to the community. And I have to say it starts there. A lot of times we are put in a position to feel a certain way, but we don't have the resources that it takes for us to do the great things that we have in our minds. So I found a way to bring people together to impact their communities. So no matter where you are, we can impact your community simply by uniting our resources together. So we're really excited about that. The big thing that I'm doing here in Ohio is making sure that we have enough boots on the ground so that when the food starts to come in, that we can distribute the food out to seniors and get it out to people who are currently struggling with these high prices. Man, let me tell you, there are high prices not only in California, but there are high prices out here in Ohio. I just went to the grocery store 2 days ago, and I came out with 3 bags, and I spent $106. And I was like, how did I possibly do that? Well, it's based upon what's available in your city. And that was the other thing. You know, right after the holidays, there wasn't a lot of food. And I'm talking about fresh fruits and vegetables. Of course, you're always going to find canned goods, but the getting the right nutrients into your body to make sure that you are staying healthy, it's important that we have that. So this is what our goal is. Our goal is to make sure that no child goes to bed hungry, that no senior lays in their apartment or their home without the service of someone caring enough for them to bring them food that they need. And of course, we're running into situations right now where they're starting to print our food. Can you imagine that? They're actually printing our food that we are consuming. So GMOs are off the table for us, and that's why I'm out here looking to get with farmers. And of course, next week we'll be headed out to Atlanta. You know, Atlanta is a lot of farmland out there, and we will be gathering with other folks out there to join this mission. But good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this morning as we get ready to approach 2024?
And I'm chomping at the bit. I'm chomping at the bit. I get to network with people like yourself. Feeding people. You got a vision about feeding people here in Southern California. That's great. You got people with a vision of feeding the community. That's great. You got people with a vision to feed the city or feed a couple of houses. You're talking about feeding the world. That's the kind of people I'm talking to. So you can't be in a better place than that right there. And sir, I want to tell everybody, if you get a chance to get out and mix and mingle, get out and mix and mingle and meet people. You never know. Meet people in a different environment. Mr. Grissom, thank you for outlining the program. But I got to ask you this. I'm asking everybody. More 24. It's a big old chant. Everybody's got the chant. But what I'm not hearing a lot of, I've heard more than 24, more of the thing. I guess there's some thing that's out there to have more, but I'm not hearing much of more of the work, like more of the commitment, more of the dedication, more of the more reading, more. What do you think about that?
Well, you said something very important, reading, which is one of the aspects of knowledge, and knowledge is so important because without the knowledge, the resource is absolutely no good at all. I mean, I can have a resource, but if I don't have the knowledge of how to, and I'm going to use the word manipulate, but I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, you have to take it and massage what you have with what you're working with. But if you don't have the knowledge to do that, and let me give you a perfect example. In 2024, as you know, but they don't know, is that we will be going into international trade. And the reason that we're moving into international trade is because I have people in places like Afghanistan, in Congo, in Ghana, in Nigeria, and many other parts of the world. They see what we're doing here, or I should say, they're in California, and they're asking for help. There are pastors there with orphanages, and there are other people who care about the children of the world, and they're reaching out for help. So I was at one time in that position where I had the resources for the food, but I didn't have the resources for getting the food to the people that need it. So we've been doing a lot of research for the past 5 years, 6, 7 years, and that research takes a lot of reading. So what I found out is that there are government programs that will assist us in getting food. There are organizations that right now today are impacting some of those places, if not all of them. So what we want to do is we want to get in and we want to put our 2 cents in, and we want to help them to continue to do what is needed in the world. But you're right. People don't take the time to investigate what it really takes to run an operation. And so therefore, they don't have the confidence to move forward. But I got to tell you, there's some great things happening only because right here, it's all right here. And the rest of it, it slides up to here. And this is what is allowing me to meet people like you, getting out, like you said, getting out and meeting people. And what is so interesting is that I ran into a farmer, and he's a rancher, so he raises cattle, and of course his meats are very expensive. So I've been talking to him about how we can invest in what he's doing, so that we can assist him in our own cattle that he would raise for us, and as we need that cattle, we'll pull it out of our inventory and bring it out so that we can send it to where it's needed. So that's just an idea of how getting out and, of course, reading information that you can use to help impact yourself, your community. And I want to add that our new line that we are coming up with is and I haven't told anyone this except for you, KeJohnna, a few other people, KeJohnna, and a few other people that I hold close to what we're doing. And we are starting a new soup line. And the name of our new for-profit company is Global, you're going to love this, Heavenly Food Group. Now that word group means everything, because it means if you're a chef and you have food that you're distributing here in the United States, but you want to open up the market and go into other markets to share your food that's not a GMO or doesn't have GMO products in it, then we want to talk to you about getting involved with what we see and where we're going. And not only just 2024, but where we're going to be going from here on out. We can only climb from where we are today because we have the right ingredients in the soup. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I want to say something about manipulation. It is a case that you could use everything, and he uses everything for good. So words are recognitions of terms that may seem have a negative connotation. So you got to manipulate and then I'll give you a great example. So the prison system is full of individuals that whatever the case might do. So there needs to be some change. So if some change needs to be enacted, you have to talk to them from the pocket. So you have to manipulate the mind. Do you know how much you're paying per prisoner per day? And once they know that, man, I need you to think differently. That's what I'm talking about. So we want to show people how we could use the same resources in different ways. And what you're doing right now, that's all that is. That's manipulating the scenario of access to resources to the right resource. And I'm going to say it like this. The people that need the dominion are people like you. So we can put the seed where it needs to be sown. And if we need to get in the mind to get them to think differently, that's what we need to do. Yes, sir. And we're going to get on to it. I got another amazing young man I want to bring on. Thank you for being on the Grindology101 Podcast to close out the year. Special one right here. People are going to be like, man, I missed that one. I got some great information, and they're going to be able to communicate with you. Tap into it right there. You see the website scrolling across the bottom of the screen right there. Mr. Grissom, thank you again, sir. Salute to you in a mighty way. All the work you do, keep doing it. And we'll have you on again, too. We got a lot of projects coming up. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Blessings to you, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Man, now, to hear someone say that they're going to feed people around the world, right? We got to manipulate, say, the mind and say, well, we can't do that. Well, we got to manipulate thought to say, yes, we can, and we will. Now, this young man I'm going to bring on right here, Marine Corps veteran. We're in the trenches. His understanding of technology and how to get information out through the e-communication channels that we have access today open doors of communication to me that I didn't have before. And right now, his energy to make an impact by helping people understand the internal workings of business and how to disseminate the information about your promotions, your brand, your business, whatever that might be. Mr. Kelton, Boss I Quit Alexander, I'm going to allow him to share in his own words as I bring him up about what he does and why he does it. Stand by.
Like we always do at this time. Swoosh. This is Kelton, Gazelle, Boss I Quit, Alexander, Video Network, Boss I Quit. Your telecommuting, video, internet lifestyle, teacher, leader, mentor, and coach, helping you to fire that boss, which is anything that won't allow you to leverage your most precious commodity, which is your time, more effectively. If you are a leader, if you are a person that has a distinct calling, if you are a person that is headed somewhere, it's disheartening to work hard and not receive satisfaction and fulfillment from your work, right? Have you secretly thought that you were meant to do something significant in life? Do you know why you were born? Do you have a mandate? Do you have a calling? Do you have a charter that directs you to where you need to be? See, there's a difference between a work and a job. See, a job is what you get paid to do, but a work is what you were born to do, and it pays you. So, as I come around third base to end this video, God wanted you to be perpetually, continually valuable. I'm going to say that again. God wanted you to be continually, perpetually, residually, reoccurringly valuable. So he made you permanently rare. You just got to find a way to duplicate yourself. See, he created you as a one of a kind. If you go to a sale at a discount store, you'll notice that many of the dresses, the coats, the ties on the racks are just alike. You'll see 20 items of clothing with the same pattern and color, won't you? They're inexpensive, meaning they don't cost much because they were mass produced. But if you want an original dress, however, you got to go to a designer, don't you? So you're not like mass produced clothing. God has not placed you on a sale rack because you are designer made.
They don't get it. We just connecting the dots to success, and I get to connect the dots to success with this young man right here, Mr. Kelton, Boss I Quit, Alexander. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, KeJohnna.
Man, you're always up. You're always ready. Hit you on the early bird. You say, man, I'm already ready. That's Marine Corps kind of deal right there. But your business is the business of helping people see in their mind how to get information out in their business, how to position themselves for success, and how to start thinking differently about what success even is. As a coach, as a mentor, as a speaker, 2023, we're already at the last day. You got some experience of what it has been, but we've been having this chant 2024 more. Everybody's got to chant. But what about the work? Talk to me.
Well, in 2023, I realized that God said, for if there's first a willing mind, it is accepted according to what one has and not according to what he does not have. So I went on a journey to get away from the have not situation and get to the have more situation. So I operated from the social media platform of mental toughness. So in other words, my focus is to teach people how to think better so they can feel better, so they can use better words, so they can make better decisions, so they can take better actions, so they can develop better habits, so they can become a better person, and they end up with a better quality of life and end up in a better lifestyle. Now, rolling into 2024, we need to realize that anyone who has to trade time, products, or services for money are also known as an endangered species called the middle class, because the middle class is contained in a financial position. Contained, meaning they can't, there's a lid on their ability. There's a lid on their mobility, which prevents them from getting their heads above water. So if we think about it, people are living longer than what they have in the bank. Entire companies and industries are being wiped out. Why? Because of an enemy called average. Average products, average management, average workers, average actions, and average thinking.
Wait. I do a thing here. And when you get a breakthrough thought, You said the mindset of average. The mindset of average. Now that's a breakthrough thought. Stand by. Break that down.
Well, there's an enemy called average. And most of us are addicted to average. The addiction to average can kill the possibility of making your dreams a reality, because any undertaking that includes accepting average anything conducted in standard amounts or the normal levels of action at which most people operate fail to take into account, KeJohnna, the effects of various forces such as gravity, age, resistance, timing, the unexpected, competition, loss or lack of interest, negative or challenging marketing conditions, or all of that will fail you sooner or later. And you'll find your project tumbling down. They won't get the job done. So the theme for 2024 is how to make things happen because of big thinking. So let me share with you a few ways to become a better thinker in 2024. Number one, expose yourself to good input from good thinkers, because good thinkers always prime the pump of ideas. I can always call KeJohnna. I can always call several people that I'm connected with, and we get the thinking process going, because what you put in always impacts what comes out. So you have to make sure that you expose yourself to good input from good thinkers. Number two is you have to expose yourself to good thinking people. And what does that mean? Well, you have to spend time with the right people so you can bounce the right ideas off of these key people that can help you, such as this platform. See, God says that sharp people sharpen one another, just as iron sharpens iron. So if you want to be a sharp thinker, you want to be a big thinker in 2024 to escape the rut of average, then you have to be a sharp thinker and be around sharp people. Number three is we have to choose to think good thoughts. See, to become a good thinker, we must become intentional about the thinking process. So we must regularly put ourselves in the right place to think, shape, stretch, and land our thoughts. So we have to make it a priority. Remember, thinking is a discipline. And that's another message for another day. Self-discipline. Man, I learned some stuff about self-discipline going into 2024 that's like, wow. Anyway, so we have to make it a priority. Okay, so no matter what we choose to do, we have to go to our thinking place, take a paper and pen, and make sure you capture your ideas in writing. Because if it's not written down, chances are you're not going to retain it. Number 4 out of 6 is act on your good thoughts. Why? You have to act on them because ideas have a very short shelf life. So we must act on them before the expiration date. So here's a 6-word formula for success. Think things through, then follow through. Number 5, we have to allow our emotions to create another good thought. Wow. See, to start the thinking process, we cannot rely on our feelings, right? See, you can act your way into feeling long before you can feel your way into acting. I'm going to say that again. You can act your way into feeling long before you can feel your way into acting. If you wait until you feel like doing something, you will likely never accomplish it. The same is true for thinking. You cannot wait until you feel like thinking to think. Now, once you engage in the process of good thinking, you can use your emotions to feed the process and create mental momentum. Finally, number 6, we're talking about thinking big, right? How to make things happen because of big thinking in 2024. Number 6, you have to repeat the process of the first 5 things I gave you. See, one good thought does not make a good life. The people who have one good thought and try to ride it out for an entire career often end up unhappy or destitute. See, they are the one-hit wonders, the one-book authors, the one-message speakers, the one-time investors who spend their life struggling to protect or promote their single idea. However, success comes to those who have an entire mountain of gold that they continually mine, not one who find one nugget and try to live on it for 50 years. So, to become someone who can mine a lot of gold, we need to keep repeating the process of good thinking. Well, that's all I have for now. Rolling into 2024, like we always say at this time. I see at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. And like we always do at this time, swoosh, and I'm out.
God, absolutely. You said you can act your way into feeling long before you can feel your way into acting.
Yes.
Write that book down. That's the book. We're going to talk about that one right there. I love that right there, man. It's just simple science. Thank you for being on today. And thank you for this amazing panel we've had. You've all made an impact. Somebody's going to catch the replay. Sometimes it's just like that. They hit all the information in the book. And I'm going to say this. There's so much information out there that people are muted to good information for looking at any information that's available. Scrolling the phone for entertainment is not enough. It doesn't happen quickly enough. And sometimes you miss the content in which we're sharing right here. But what we're going to do is we'll continue to manipulate the mind for good thought moving forward. And we're going to get people to understand that they can act their way into feeling long before they can feel their way into acting, man. It's amazing. I'm finna pull this panel together right here this morning. I had an amazing time gleaning off of all of you gentlemen. I've got Mr. Roscoe Lee Owens, DNA, the grinder, going to pull up in here, and Mr. Michael Grissom there in a second. Look at that right there as we line out this amazing panel. Man, you brothers have made a difference in my life today. Good morning.
Very good. It went from the word manipulation in the other conversation with the pastor, the word to manipulate your mind to see the success with your plan and moving forward.
Absolutely. So say this. Check this out.
There he is right there.
Manipulating the mind, you say, right? Here's my dad. I wonder how fast you could pick up that trash. It's a kid, right? How fast? Yesterday you was pretty quick. Let's see how fast you could walk the yard and pick up the trash. It's a mind manipulation for what I need to do anyway. And if you take it, see, all things work for good. I'm not the scripture guy, but I know the walk in the word. If we walk it, we take it good. Pastor Mike, tell us about it, man. Thank you for having us. See you out there in the cold. I see that Frost, man. You out there doing your thing. Where's your son at?
Oh, he's running around in the house.
Yeah. We'll have him on with you. But any last words of encouragement or whatnot on the panel as we close out this morning?
And all I can say is, keep God number one in your heart. Stay focused with him. And remember, the counterfeit comes first.
I love it. Go around the horn as a closeout. That Marine veteran side by side out there in the trenches making a difference, man. Mr. Swoosh. Any last words you might have on the panel, sir?
Last words? Oh, yeah, I definitely got some last words. The last words are this. I'm going to say ditto to what the pastor said.
Can't go wrong with that.
First.
Can't go wrong with that. Keep God first. 2024, you're going to get more. 2024, want more. Let's talk about this. 2024, more commitment, more dedication, more follow through, more family, more whatever it is. But it's going to entail more work if we want more. So whatever we may have missed in 2023, there's more work in order to reach that goal in 2024. Continuous of the work. Manipulate your own mind. Here's where you're going to get something from. Get in the mirror. And if you have to fix it, twist it, understand it differently, say, yesterday it did not work out. You know what? I get to. In 2024, if you want more, put in your head that you get to do the work to get it. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. You get to. Look, there was my hands up, right? I was all right. Hey, man, I love this opportunity to close out the year with great spirit, great cheer. There he is. Now, that's son.
That's the son.
Yeah, you want to talk. He wants to talk. Got a chance to meet Pastor Mike out there. Got a son with him at all times. We may think of it another way, but when you meet him and you see how he treats his son, I want you to show you who his son is. Come on. There he is. All right, man. Commitment, dedication. Oh, he got it going on too. I love it, man. We're going to get ready to get on out of here. It's been an amazing 2023. I missed some points. I made some points. I've made some strides. And if you think about it, I want each and every person that gets to get this information. Each of us on this Zoom or on this panel with the major StreamYard right now. Man, what amazing life we just experienced in a year. We made it. We through. That means we got something else left to do. Let's leave it at that. You guys have an amazing day on purpose. We see you on the other side. Man, it's been an amazing morning. I'm just excited to have had these gentlemen to take the time out with me. You know, that's I'm honored. I'm humbled. Respectfully, thank you. Early in the morning, put some information out. And most likely, what we wanted to do was help somebody else. That's the real mission. I'm going to share a little bit about what I'm looking forward to in 2024 and how you can connect with me and how I may be able to help you put your business in a proper position to reach the goals that you have for yourself and your business in 2024. Let's take your business to the next level. Stand by. Hi, my name is KeJohnna Owens. I am co-founder of Success Express Marketing Solutions. Our business is cultivating more business for your business. I want to tell you real quick about our program that is one of the most comprehensive business development online marketing support programs out there, which is the VASP, VASP, Virtual Assistant Support Program. This system allows you to operate and run your business while we help monitor and help you cultivate more business for your business online. Contact us at 909-686-1698 and visit us online at successexpressmarketing.com. Look forward to helping you take your business to the next level. been a great show this morning. I've enjoyed these gentlemen that were able to share, sow some seeds, encouragement, empowerment, some sort of motivation towards what you want in your life. If you want something, you're going to have to go get it. I'm guaranteeing you that no one's going to knock on the door and say, did you say you wanted something? No, it's not going to happen. So get out there, make it happen, do the work it takes, commit to the more to do more of, to have more of what you want, more of. And again, got to send a shout out and myself, my family, all my business partners, community. Thank you, man. They're amazing. Mr. Roscoe Lee Owens, DNA the Grind. Thank you for your time this morning. We're out of here. You have an amazing new year. We'll see you Monday. On Monday, we're going to start it off on fire. Got one of my good friends in the world. Was able to connect with him, gave me some real posture of communication early in my drive to be a speaker or whatnot. I really wanted to make a difference. And I came to him, I said, I want to be a speaker. He said, well, you want to speak on what you want to speak on? And I said, well, I want to speak on, I got some life stories to speak on. He said, well, everybody's got some life stories to speak on. But what do you want to speak on? And he sent me back into the lab and had me get myself together. And by getting myself together, I got somewhere. And I'm able to have him as my guest coming on Monday. And as I get on out of here, this will be he and I Monday. Zoe Williams, you may know him from around the country, maybe even the world. Zoe what? My guy, Zoe Williams, will be on Monday, starting off the year with a special New Year's edition on the Grind, Grindology101 Podcast. If you want to be a guest coming up on this year, please contact me. Let me know a little bit about your business. I'll put my information on the scroller, and we're going to get right back on out of here. You have an amazing day. You have an amazing closeout of 2023, and I look forward to more in 2024. Just don't forget to work.